You are a monster. You are a devil in disguise. Those were Faith's words to her husband in court. But is he? Given his history of extreme domestic violence. After you listen to this story, I'll let you be the judge of that. In 1991, Green stabbed his 6 months pregnant wife, Tonya Clayton, 10 times in the face, chest, and neck. Then he calmly called emergency services and told them he had just unalived his wife and would like to surrender. When the police arrived, he greeted them casually and said, "I stabbed her. She is in the kitchen." He then walked them to the refrigerator where he stored the stick knife he used to stab her. His composure was chilling for someone who had just murdered his pregnant wife. Investigators later discovered that he unalived her because she was planning to leave him. He was arrested and sentenced to prison. But after 16 years behind bars, friends and family began arguing that Green deserved a second chance. They lobbied for his release. The person who surprised me the most, however, was a Detroit pastor named Fred Harris. In 2005, Fred wrote a letter to the Michigan Parole Board. Green and I were friends before this mishap, and I feel he has paid for his unfortunate lack of self-control and the damage he has caused, and he is sorry. He was sorry just like that. Apparently, this pastor believed 60 years behind bars was enough for murdering a pregnant woman. A year later, the pastor wrote another letter promising that the church would welcome Green with open arms and do whatever they could to help him adjust. The parole board eventually relented and Green was released in 2008. 3 years later, he married Faith Harris. Faith Harris, the daughter of Fred Harris, the pastor who lobbied for his release. Faith had 2 teenage children from a previous marriage. She and Green also had 2 daughters, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old girl. But a wolf cannot change its nature. In the early hours of September 21, 2016, Faith found herself bound with a duct tape and zip ties in the basement of their home. Green shot her in the foot, slashed her face with a box cutter, and forced her to watch as he executed her 2 teenage children. Upstairs, he locked his 2 biological daughters in the family car and ran a tube from the exhaust pipe until they suffocated. When he was done, he repeated what he had done with his first family. He calmly called the police, confessed that he had murdered his family and he was unarmed and would be waiting for them. True to his words, when the police arrived, he was sitting outside with his arms raised. He was arrested and taken into custody. During investigation, the police realized he murdered his family because his wife had sought a divorce. He was sentenced to up to 102 years in prison and will not be eligible for parole until he turns 97. Faith miraculously survived the attack. Now that you know the whole story, is he still a monster in disguise, or he has always been a monster?